What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy, the Dreadman, is back with the Thursday night podcast. And tonight, me and the fellas, we're going to review Avengers Endgame. Now, spoiler warning ahead of time. The movie's been out for 2 weeks now, so if you haven't seen it by now or have been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, you've been warned. Eric, Flip, Waz, what's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling tonight? Yeah, man, we're doing pretty good. Yeah. So, well, fellas, first off, well done. We got to applaud. We have to applaud Marvel for what they've done. I mean, a decade of movies, 22 movies. They have accomplished something that has not been done. And the thing is, the way they pull it off is just amazing, especially for it to all make sense. Now, I know you guys have been seeing like some people nitpicking, saying that there's plot holes, there's things that don't make sense. But me, I've just taken the movie just for what I'm just taking the movie for what it is. But I mean, for what the movie was, I enjoyed it, and it wrapped up the third phase of the MCU quite nicely. But Eric, what is your just overall summary and your overall thoughts on Endgame?
Overall, I agree with you. It's more than a movie. It's something we've never seen as far as the magnitude of the scale. It's an event.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's always things to nitpick in a movie, especially a movie that heavily relies on time travel and service.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed pretty much every minute of it. I mean, the beginning I was able to see even when I was in the theater. I'm like, I'm enjoying this right now.
Yeah.
But if I try to rewatch this, next weekend or something, I'm probably gonna be bored. So I'm not gonna try and rewatch it immediately.
Yeah.
But as I was experiencing it that first time, I felt mad endorphins. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, definitely. Flip, what about you? What's your thoughts on Endgame?
I liked it way more but I felt like it had more of an impact on me than Infinity War did.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good movie. With maybe like one or two things in the movie I didn't like, but out of that, it was pretty solid. It was really entertaining. It kept my attention, and I actually went back and rewatched it. So it's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Go back and rewatch it. It's pretty impressive to keep my attention. I thought so.
Yeah.
I felt like it was probably it'll probably be in my top 5 Marvel movies.
For me, it would have to be in the top 3. For it, top 5 is right about, top 3 is probably where I would place it. I mean, now I made a video about my top 10 solo superhero movies. Now, mind you, like I said, that list is subject to change because, like I said, between now and 2022, we have like a dozen and a half superhero movies coming out. So, yeah, the thing is, the placement of Infinity War and Endgame, the thing is, I feel like you'd have to put those aside because, I mean, if I'm just talking solo superhero films, because Endgame and Infinity War are 2 films that are, on their own scale. But, yeah, anyway, Wise, like, what is your overall summary and thoughts on Endgame?
It was a good, like Eric said, it was a good event. In terms of enjoyment, there's a lot of cool moments that were littered throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, compared to how I felt during Infinity War, I was a little bit disappointed by the movie. A little bit disappointed. I still liked it, enjoyed it, but I just felt there was a lot of sloppy, lazy kind of parts. I felt like the whole time travel thing was drawn out a little too much. I didn't realize it'd be that big of a part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that was a little bit just kind of lazy. Like I felt like I think it's like a lazy tactic and plot device in storytelling. I think for it to be like such a big part of the movie being, there's several points where people are going back in time, and then there's these cool moments where you have, Captain America by himself,
Yeah.
or you have Tony Stark, reunited with father, which was good. That was actually kind of a surprise moment, and which was good, but it just felt like a little bit tacky in terms of like, this is a big like climactic kind of movie, but it wasn't kind of like an original way of storytelling device. It was just like, all right, we're gonna go back in time at several points, and there's gonna be these kind of cool moments because of going back in time. Plus, it's also kind of the way of bringing everyone back, kind of thing, and it was cool. There's a lot of cool moments because of that, and then I felt like the start of the movie was good. It was a little bit, kind of slow. It wasn't like Infinity War in terms of pace.
Oh yeah.
How the movie started, and then we got to the second act with the time traveling, which is okay. That's kind of where I was a little bit kind of lost in terms of my overall enjoyment. Now the third act was incredible. I absolutely agree. The last third of the movie, leading up to Thanos being brought there, and then the fighting. That was incredible. That was phenomenal. And that's probably one of the biggest undertakings ever in cinematic history. Just the whole fighting, everything. That was incredible. And I would say the end of the movie impacted a little more than the end of Infinity War.
Right.
Would you guys agree or no?
I would agree with you as far as the pacing of things, because see, here's the thing. I mean, just the opening scene of the movie alone kind of set the tone for it, because it was, spoiler alert once again, it was Hawkeye with his daughter teaching her how to shoot a bow and arrow. And I seen this in the movie theater. I was like, oh, come on, they're not gonna do this to us in the first 5 minutes of the movie, are they? Yep, they took it there. They showed Hawkeye's family disintegrating. And that was, I mean, the thing is, that pretty much just set the tone. And then you see Tony Stark floating out in space with Nebula, pretty much just clinging on his last bit of hope and last bit of life. And then, like, right before he's about to bite the big one, then Captain Marvel just swoops in and just saves him. And then, I mean, the thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, y'all might feel this way too. But I like the arguments and the debates and the discussions that these superheroes have, like, just as much as I do the fight scenes. Their interactions kind of what make the movie for me. But I mean, besides the action scenes. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, well, Eric, we'll get on this with you first. But how do you feel about the tone of the movie? How do you feel like that set the tone?
I think it had the necessary tone as far as the time traveling goes, as opposed to the comedic stuff was.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of, like, you're in the last season of a sitcom and they do a clip show and they revisit this stuff, but in a less lazy way,
yeah.
To me, at least. But I mean, tonally, I don't think it was tonally inappropriate, which Marvel movies can be in some scenes that just totally break the tension. For instance, Thor Ragnarok, when Asgard blows up, and they just like make jokes throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tonally, I think it was good. I mean, like I said, it was fan servicey. If you're a Marvel fan, more than likely you're gonna really enjoy a lot of that stuff. Something that comes to mind is that Hail Hydra scene where you think about like poetry, you think about the comic book, and it's just like all of it together, and Captain America being a smarter, more efficient person while still being funny. Because these Marvel movies, they all feature action, but they're all about the characters. Yeah. And that's what separates them from Transformers, for instance. So, yeah, song was great for me.
Yeah. And Waz, how do you feel about how the tone was set and how it carried throughout the rest of the movie?
I did like the opening. There was no intro music. There was no score. It was simply just, there's the movie. Like, there was no lead up or build up. Like you almost could have, if you weren't paying attention for the first minute, you probably could have thought it was another trailer.
Yeah.
And then you kind of pick up on it, and then oh no, this is the movie now. And yeah, you know what's coming. And I like that. It was again, Infinity War started with real like smack you like right in the face,
And this one kind of like, this is the way both hurt, but the way this one started was kind of like a slow stab in the back.
Yeah.
Versus a smack in the face in the Kennedy War, how it started. And then I was right, Eric's right. The time traveling stuff definitely like had a little more light, added a little more brevity. It was definitely more lighthearted, had a lot more comedic moments. Then obviously a little bit more suspense during some parts. There was a lot of obviously, to kind of nod the comics in terms of, the Hail Hydra or Captain America, wielding a holding Thor hammer.
Yeah.
And then obviously, that, which was great. That was an epic moment when that occurred.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that to kind of happen because they kind of alluded to it in Ultron, but I was kind of waiting for that if that was ever going to happen. It was absolutely incredible when it did. But yeah, no, it was great. I thought the first third of the movie where the light in the world bleak, like everyone's trying to move on, kind of so to speak. It was kind of a somber moment. And I thought that definitely added more realism to it. How Tony Stark, kind of given the one that he can revisit any sort of chance of taking heroes and family array. But that was all kind of real. That was kind of real. And then it carried on for the most part. Just the time traveling thing is kind of where I was a little bit upset. I felt like it was just kind of a little bit of a cheap in the movie to me a little bit.
Yeah.
That was my kind of.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, that's kind of that's what this movie was mainly centered around, is because with the devastation of Infinity War, it's like, well, we have to fight. The thing is, even though they kind of broke the fourth wall in this sense, because how in a lot of time travel is a plot device, and how that's going to be the center focus of it. And the thing is, in a movie the time stone